It's the weekend, you heard me? It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite Wright. It's Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans. And remember, put it on y'all calendar, 6 to 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. It's your boy. Now, tomorrow's Good Friday, so I want to wish everybody out there happy Easter holiday. We won't be on air tomorrow, but we will be streaming live at Small Sliders from 11 to 1 p.m. So y'all make your way on down there. We got specials, good show, you name it. We're going to have ourselves a good time. That's tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Small Sliders in Marrero. Speaking of Small Sliders, I got my Small Sliders type Inside the Trenches shirt on today. This is our segment sponsor. Small Sliders is at 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. Come get yourself something to eat with us tomorrow. Man, they act a fool out there at LSU yesterday. Some guys really helped their stock at LSU's Pro Day. LSU hosted their Pro Day. Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Mekhi Wingo. I heard Omar Spates hit the bench like 30 times. We're going to talk about some of the guys' results. We're going to spend 2 segments on this. Like right now, I really want to talk about Pro Day, what Pro Day entails, how each of these guys were able to help themselves out, so on and so forth, as they're getting ready for the next level, which is the NFL. Now, here's the deal. After this Pro Day, and by the way, at LSU's Pro Day, you had like 6 head coaches, over 100 NFL coaches, assistants just there watching these young men perform and really take this is the day right here. This is the day you take everything to the next level. But the first person I want to talk about, and I mean, this has to be extremely obvious, is Jaden Daniels. He weighed in at 210. One of the big knocks on Jaden Daniels is, he's kind of skinny. I don't think he could sustain an NFL hit. Well, he's put on some weight, and Jaden's about 6'3". Well, he measured in at 6'3", 5'8". In my opinion, he threw yesterday. Jaden did not participate in any of the drills outside of the positional work drills, where he made some very impressive throws down the middle, outside, and most importantly, the deep ball. It's something we saw a lot of times this year with him and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, Chris Hilton. I mean, you name it, those, even Mason Taylor, like, they all took advantage of his range. I still think, and I'll say it again, and I'm not the only one. Now, we got my peers on TV like Dan Orlowski and everybody talking about, even Adam Schefter's now tweeting that Jaden looking like QB1. He's looking like QB1 right now. You take Caleb Williams, Pro Day. You take Jaden Daniels, Pro Day. Jaden is the clear. Oh, well, he only had 1 year. Okay, well, he about to go have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gonna run it up. I think this kid will have longevity in the NFL. I do think the Chicago Bears, it's almost like this with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are playing spades, and they have the ace of spades. They got a little joker. They might have 2 hearts, maybe a diamond. Everything else is all black spades. They are holding the cards. This is the time where I think they shouldn't listen to what everybody else say do, and do what's best. Once the tape came out on Jaden Daniels during the regular season, because I understand the process, NFL coaches and scouts go through their projected top picks for the first round. And when you look at the 2022 season, that whole cycle went by. Like, they saw all of Caleb's film going into 2023. I understand that to the full extent. But what I'm saying is, once those coaches made that next cycle of watching tape, because Caleb got the 2 years. He has, a little bit of 2021. He started to emerge. And in 2022, he won the Heisman. 2023, he showed that he was a viable starter, but he didn't have a better year than Michael Penix. He didn't have a better year than Bo Nix. He didn't have a better year than Jaden Daniels. Why I'm saying these guys' names? Because all 3 of these guys, along with Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a non-quarterback, were at the Heisman. Jaden just won it by a lot of votes. So when you look at a guy like Jaden Daniels and you look at the Chicago Bears, just do it. Just do it. You have an opportunity to do what the Cincinnati Bengals did for back-to-back years. Of course, they went and got Joe Burrow with their first pick in the first round. This was 2020's draft. And then they come right back for 2021 draft and draft Jamar Chase. And from that point there, they went to the Super Bowl the next year. I mean, if it wasn't for Aaron Donald, if Aaron Donald would have decided he wanted to retire a little sooner, but I know he had to go get him. If he decided, because that was the one guy, because Jamar was, I don't know if y'all remember that Super Bowl game from the 2021 season, Jamar Chase was wide open up the sideline. Y'all tweet me at BigFave504. Y'all can hit us up here at ESPN NOLA 100.3 FM as well. And let me know your thoughts. Do you think Chicago should just go ahead and go with Jaden Daniels? Makes sense to me. Go Jaden Daniels. Go Malik Neighbors with 9. If he's still there, 9 out of 10 chances, and get to Malik next, he may not even still be available. So Brian Thomas Jr. will be there, and there you go. I mean, these are guys who've been teammates for 2 years. That would be the third. The chemistry is there. That's all that really matters in these NFL locker rooms anyway, chemistry. Could these guys play together? Could they be on the same roster? That's what it's all about. We saw out, and we'll get into NBA in a little bit, but we saw the big three, the Splash Brothers, just be this thing. We see it crumbling now, right? Because the chemistry is being broken up. So that's just a thought. Malik Neighbors, 4.35, 40-yard dash. He didn't participate in the 3-cone. Neither did he do the 20-yard shuttle. He benched 15 reps, which is fairly okay for a wide receiver, right? I know some D linemen was close to that and still did exceptionally well in the NFL. His broad jump was a 10.9. What was impressive was the vertical. I mean, the kid can dunk for sure. I mean, he could probably windmill with it, getting the dunk contest. He had a 42-inch vertical. So his stock went up. He was already projected to be a number 1 pick. He was already up there. I mean, a top receiver pick in the top 10, I meant to say. But now I think he is wide receiver 1 off the board. Like, pre-pro day, pre-combine talk, oh, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's Marvin Harrison's son. He has it. Don't get it twisted. Marvin Harrison Jr., in my opinion, is the second best wide receiver in this class. Right behind him, Brian Thomas. Right before him, Malik Neighbors. Period. I mean, I don't really have to argue that. We could just cut the tape on. Just cut the tape. The tape don't lie. The eye of the sky. Hello. It never lies. So I do think these young men helped themselves this week at their pro day. So what's next? What's next for these guys? Teams start calling, getting in contact with the agents, calling to see if they could come by the school. Could we fly you out? Oh, these boys going to get flown out. You better believe they're going to get flown out to these organizations. Come here. Check out Los Angeles. Check out Chicago. Take a look at New York. Minnesota. You look at those first few picks, these young men are going to get their opportunity. It's Inside the Trenches. We rolling here on this Thursday. We got to treat today like a Friday, baby. So we're gonna be hype on this show. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about LSU's pro day. I'm gonna get into some other players, some other positions of needs around the league, and some guys who may have an opportunity to take their career to the next level. They helped themselves at their pro day. Again, you had 100 assistant coaches there. You had 6 head coaches there. So I'm pretty sure we're going to catch a lot of action coming up here. So y'all hang around. We cruising, baby. I want to drive y'all home safe. Get y'all rolling. Yeah, I'm just enjoying myself, baby. Getting hyped. It's Easter weekend. That's why I'm so hyped right now, And I'm hyped because some LSU Tigers helped themselves as well. We'll talk more about it on Inside the Trenches here at ESPN New Orleans. Don't go anywhere. Touch the boot and it's blazing. Podcast on Cajun. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose. Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders. 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Well, hello, it's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Marrero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Marrero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MarreroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Where you at? Let me get that hand clap. What? Baby, it's Inside the Trenches here on ESPN New Orleans. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite. And we're talking LSU Pro Day. This segment is also brought to you guys by Small Sliders. Small Sliders back-to-back on the board. 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Come on over to Small Sliders. Let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. And let me tell you this. What you will hear is you'll see it number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, right? You have whatever order you want, fries to come with a drink. But tell them, Big Fave said, get it the Smalls way. Get it the Smalls way. The fry comes with the trimmings, nice little Smalls way deal. And then I like to get that biggie. So y'all make y'all way on over there. And remember, tomorrow, 11 to 1, we won't be on air tomorrow evening due to the holidays, but y'all can come sit down with us 11 to 1 and enjoy lunch with us. These LSU Tigers are on fire, baby. Not only are girls on the court, but LSU had their pro day on yesterday. And what I like about what I saw, they were strategic. Our first few guys, you got Brian Thomas Jr. He didn't participate in anything. We talked about Malik running the 40-yard dash, and Jaden just worked on his deal. I want to take it inside the trenches now. I was very critical of one of these defensive linemen for going, entering the draft a little too early. But at the end of the day, he's there, and I think he'll still help himself out. And Mason Smith, Mason measured out at 6'3", 308 pounds, 6'4". He's a pretty big kid. Really should call it 6'5", really. 305. He didn't do the vertical. He didn't do the broad. He didn't do the 40-yard dash. But he did run a 20, the 20-yard shuttle. He did 4.6. 3 cone, he did 7.6. In the bench, he did 21. Now, the bench is a little low average for a defensive tackle. You want, as a defensive tackle, we're looking anywhere between 25 to 35 reps. So I don't say that's a make or break deal. That's all about muscle endurance. For all my trainers out there listening, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's more of a muscle endurance thing. But when you look at the physical specimen that Mason Smith is, I see him somewhere around maybe 5th or 6th round. Hopefully he doesn't. The reason I say 5th or 6th round, because he is bigger than Jaquelin Roy, who another defensive tackle from LSU I thought left a little too early. And Jaquelin went 5th round. So that's why I'm projecting Mason Smith to be 5th, 6th round. If he have a really decent workout with a team, or a team really see a lot of potential in him, 5th or 6th round. Now, I'll comment on Mason. He goes back to LSU another year, first round, easy. Might be top 10 pick, but that's another story. I'm no storyteller. Mekhi Wingo. Mekhi did get injured this season for LSU. If he don't get hurt, this kid could have easily been like a 2nd rounder, a 3rd rounder. But because Mekhi did get injured, but still had that junior year tape, and then he did, before he got hurt, he was productive here, and I want to say he did participate in the bowl game. I see Mekhi somewhere around 3rd, 4th round. 3rd, 4th round isn't a bad deal for him, because he could potentially be an NFL starter, in my opinion, if you ask. A few other guys that worked out. That's our 2 D linemen. Andre Sam, he ran a 4.5 40, 14 reps on the bench. A solid player, was definitely a leader in that secondary on a struggling LSU team. But in the same token, I think he goes maybe undrafted. Now, the thing about him going undrafted versus any other type situation, you have a guy that, if you look at the way NFL teams are structured, if he has a pretty decent OTA, nice camp workout, he could make somebody's practice squad. But as an all-around player, because specialist, kickoff, return, punt, return. When you start getting into the skill guys, the more special team experience you have, the better it is for you. Taking it back inside the trenches with Charles Turner. Charles he didn't participate in the vertical, the broad. His 40-yard dash was a 5.55, which for an offensive lineman, if an O-lineman runs anywhere sub 5, 5.1, 5.2, that guy can move. So it wasn't, his time didn't help him, but the tape will. He was a solid offensive lineman for LSU this year. He has the size, 309, 6'3.5". So that puts me in the mindset of maybe a team like Tennessee Titans or the Arizona Cardinals, teams that still look to be dominant in a run, may potentially go at him. Noah Kane, 5'10". He ran a 4.7. The 40 wasn't really there for him. He ran a 4.6 as well. He's another guy, in my opinion, I think would be an undrafted free agent as well, just because he was in a heavy rotation of running backs, so he didn't really get an opportunity to be that main guy, because you had John Emery, who I'll talk about John here in a second. You also had Josh Williams. So it was a mix-up of backs that LSU was rolling with. If y'all are just hopping in y'all's vehicles, y'all just turning the dial to ESPN New Orleans, y'all listen to Inside the Trenches podcast. We're just recapping LSU's Pro Day. Locally, I know Tulane is having their Pro Day. We have a couple of local players across the state getting ready for their Pro Day as well. So as the time progresses here throughout the next couple of weeks, we want to keep an eye on all the Louisiana players that will have the opportunities. Ovi Ogufo, he also participated, ran a 4.7. Jordan Jefferson, he's someone I thought helped himself at the Combine. He ran a 5.1, wasn't the best 40 time, but I think he's a guy kind of like Makai Wingo, maybe a fourth rounder. If a team's really high on him, was impressed with the bench press, he might go a little sooner than that, but for the most part, he definitely helped himself at LSU's Pro Day. Omar Spates, 30 reps on the bench press. Y'all see the difference when I was saying with Mason Smith, I think he did 21 reps we mentioned, or he was one of those guys who were in the teens. Well, here's a linebacker who repped out 30. So again, that just talks muscles endurance. His fastest time at the 40-yard dash was a 4.6. Another good time for a linebacker. I still think he's a guy that might go late round, maybe 6th, 7th round to undrafted. LSU defense just wasn't the best this year. So you start seeing some of these guys go mid-round into the late rounds because they just didn't have a spectacular year. Jay Bartlett, punter, he did his workout as well. He just did the vertical weight, and most of the time with the specialists, they do mainly punting. I didn't see, maybe John didn't declare, I didn't see him on here, but those were the guys who participated at LSU's Pro Day. Guys really, really helped themselves. We mentioned Jaden Daniels weighed in at 210. That was huge. They were worried about his size, if he would be able to sustain and take an NFL hit, because he does run a lot. So we do understand those concerns. But at the same token, I do understand why most teams would have those questions, but Jaden ain't leave no questions behind. I didn't speak a lot about Brian Thomas in our first segment, just simply because Brian did not participate at anything there. He did all he needed to do at the Combine. That's it. When he ran the second fastest time, now it's just come, get your way in, support your players. But I mean, he just didn't need to do anything. He didn't. What it reads here is, Brian Thomas also didn't participate in the Pro Day drills after, and worked out at the Combine. He was on the field for the throwing portions of the Pro Day, but didn't have any obvious drops. So he did the workout. Of course, the receiver's gonna be there for Jaden Daniels. That's his guys, and that's basically the perks of being able to have your Pro Day at your school, and especially like LSU, you get a lot of guys coming in. So good luck to all the guys across the country who's getting ready to take their career to the NFL or any. Y'all got to factor this in. They still got I'm about to say XFL. They still got UFL. They still got Canadian ball. Arena ball is back. So if these young men don't get the opportunities that they desire in the NFL, there's still tons of pro ball to play. But look, y'all don't go anywhere. It's Inside the Trenches. We are cooling out here at the New Orleans Talk Network studio, just enjoying the evening. Everything is vibed out here because we're going into the weekend. It's the holiday. I'm going to remind y'all, what I'm saying? We're celebrating Easter. I want y'all to have a blessed one as well. I want to thank our sponsor, Small Sliders, for this segment, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Can't miss it. It's the orange can. Make your way there. Say, man, give me what Big Fave get. They may know it depends on who at the shift, but I like to get the biggie, and I get my fries the Smalls way. It's about 2 burgers. Hit your boy right. It's Inside the Trenches. Y'all don't go anywhere on ESPN New Orleans. Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student-athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches Podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches Podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches Podcast. We on ESPN New Orleans. My main man, CL Nola, joining me for this segment. Y'all make sure y'all check him out at CL_Nola. Last night, CL sent me this clip on our Instagram from Deion Sanders. He was on the Mouthful of Game with Gilly the Kid and what's my man name?
Wallow.
Wallow.
Wallow. Shouts out to Wallow.
Shouts out to Wallow. Wallow was at the YouTube event down here in New Orleans.
Yep.
So our shouts out to Wallow.
Definitely.
Let's cue up a second what Deion had to say. We talked about this conversation on Monday night at UPT Sports Social. By the way, this segment is brought to you guys by UPT Sports Social.
Yeah,
That's
right.
3218 Magazine Street, New Orleans, Louisiana. Y'all come check us out. Uptown, where they don't clown. They don't clown
when
uptown.
The wings $1, and you can't wait to come around.
That's the facts of life right there. We'll be there Monday night, 6 to 8 p.m. If you want them dollar wings, you got to come between 6 and 8. But $1 million worth of game is actually the name of I said a mouthful of gold. I want to say mouthful of goals or something like that. I'm assuming, but it's $1 million worth of game is the name of of Wallow and Gilly's show, and Deion Sanders was able to sit down and talk with those guys. Let's check that out.
Coach Prime.
When it comes to football, where do the best kids in the country, the toughest dog kids in the country come from?
Texas.
Florida?
Florida.
I knew he was going to say Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
Florida.
And Texas.
I think the best football high school-wise is played in Texas. But the dogs, man, that's Florida, Louisiana, Georgia. Those states are is right.
When it comes to football.
He said it. Y'all heard it out Prime's mouth. Now,
Come on,
me and
Prime.
CL made this argument earlier this week. Cam Newton said, Georgia, we got the most players per capita. Right. I understand that, and I did pull up NFL play football. Georgia does have more players per capita, but they have more people in population. Georgia has over 10 million people in Louisiana, we have 4.6 million, so we have more players per capita.
Of course.
If you look at it by number. CL, your thoughts on this?
Well, imagine me in the previous years, I've actually made bets saying I could bet you that we have more players in the NFL. But I'll take it to another level, New Orleans. What state has more players of impact inside the NFL? You know, because it's one thing to make it, but then it's another thing to be a baller, and it's another thing to be a Pro Bowler, and it's a whole nother thing to be an All-Pro. So maybe we can dive in a little more and figure out, you know, just to maybe help Cam out, because the minute he said per capita, baby, we already knew what he was doing.
We know where he was going. He wanted to say, hey, Georgia isn't that big, but y'all have more people and more space.
Right.
But you talk about the impact players. We can argue for more impact players. We have guys like Ed Reed, Peyton Manning, my brother from LSU, Kyle Williams, who's played in the NFL 15 years on one team.
Eli Manning.
We
Aeneas Williams. Marshall Falk.
Keep it going. The list goes
really
on.
Want me to keep?
And he's still on the impact player thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm speaking, New Orleans. I'm speaking the impact. Now we into Hall of Fame players. You know, because you're telling me you got, even though they haven't put Eli in yet, obviously Eli will be a Hall of Famer. So I've just given you 4 Hall of Famers, and just from New Orleans. Not just Louisiana. I've just given you 4 Hall of Famers from New Orleans. So, you know, I like I said before, Cam is shouts out to Cam. Cam is very smart and very careful with the words that he uses. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he did it. I'm pretty sure he did it. He did his research and made sure he was very strategic in how he did it. And listen, Georgia has some guys. You got Darius Slay. He's from Georgia. You got some guys that have made some serious impact. Sonny Michel, Tyreek Hill's from Georgia. Now, Elvin Kamara lived there. He lived there.
We'll give him
Georgia.
Kamara.
He played high school ball in Georgia. You're right. We got to give him Kamara.
But we still got playoff Lenny.
Yeah, playoff
And
Lenny.
once again, I'm still in New Orleans, baby. I didn't even see Kevin
That's
Falk.
right.
I didn't even go to bed. I could literally break it down and go to each city. I didn't even bring up Robert Royal.
Right, Algiers.
Jesus, now because of go ahead.
Because we did that.
Right.
No, you had it. You can even. This guy was a impact player, but right here from West Wego, Avondale, Skylar Green. These are guys that
Larry Foster.
See, and we're talking about impact players, and we're talking about
Stewart.
Come on now, Slash
Reggie Wayne. We still in New Orleans, baby. Reggie Wayne, Hall of Famer. I'm telling you, Reggie gonna be a Hall of Famer.
And even if you step slightly outside of New Orleans, you have Jarvis Landry. You have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devin White. Oh, let's go into the city. Let's go subdivisions. Come on, Jamar Chase. You take one, like you ain't even go to whole New Orleans. You should take that one.
And once again, America, Louisiana is a lot smaller than the state of Georgia. You could put New Orleans in Midtown Atlanta. You could put New Orleans in Cumberland, Georgia. You know, if really Cumberland is actually bigger. Marietta is bigger than New Orleans.
And how much hunger has to do with this? I'm not saying that Georgia don't, they got little small country towns in Georgia that's struggling, but man, we just so hungry down here.
Well, Prime told you, the dogs come from the South. Poverty-stricken southern regions.
Real.
Now, don't get me wrong. He says the best high school football is played in Texas, but they have the best facility.
Resources and
they have the most resources. But the dogs come from Louisiana, Florida, where the means and Prime, guess what? Prime come from Florida. Fort Myers, to be exact. So we have already stated that he didn't come from prestige. He came from the bottom. So he's telling you the hunger is in the southern states.
You're listening to You're listening to Inside the Trenches on ESPN. We're just having a conversation right now about we running it though because this is a very interesting topic because man, see, you gotta realize, bro, bouncing around this league all these different years, man, y'all ain't got them dogs like that. These got cats from these different areas. I'm like, man, y'all really don't want to go there. But look, playfootball.nfl.com has basically the numbers broken down to a science. They said something along the lines like in Louisiana, for every 72,000 people, there's one NFL player. Wow. Whereas let's take Texas, there's one NFL player in every 155,000 people.
Wow.
So Gilly and Wallow, they had a real conversation, a real question to ask Dion, and I'm glad Dion answered it as real as you can on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Well, let's analyze that. Wouldn't Prime know that? Wouldn't Prime know that because he is actively recruiting people
100%.
from these states, young men from these states? Is he not actively watching tape? Does he not have a staff that is giving him this information? And of course he knows it because he's from that area. Of course he knows it because he wants cats from Louisiana.
That's
right. He wants cats from Texas. He wants cats from Florida.
He wants cats from Louisiana, Texas, and Florida. He wants those guys in the portal.
Right. For sure, man.
Probably like, yeah, we're going to get it going, but we want them boys in the portal.
Yeah, got the skins on the wall.
And I like the fact that he's very transparent because some people, Ohio, they have some ballers out there. I'm not gonna lie. They have some players from Ohio, but it's just not like he said dogs. Dogs, Florida, Louisiana, parts of Texas.
I think that it's not a secret that the South is stricken in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, if this is these gentlemen's, young men, only way out, they gotta want it more.
Mm-hmm.
This the only way, baby. Your mama looking at you, your daddy looking at you, baby, this the only way. They gonna make a way in the South, baby.
Getting it out the mud, baby. Listen, as a matter of fact, we have a cat from Texas coming on the show next, but he played ball at Louisiana State University. My brother, my bro with the NFLPA, Eric Alexander, he's going to join us here on Inside the Trenches.
I'm sorry, brother. We short, but it would be a sin for us not to mention the brother Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, another one, dog.
Ryan, and we talking about impact. You know what? Tell Cam call me. Tell Cam call me. We about to have a whole nother conversation inside this conversation. Go ahead.
Really, y'all. And if y'all want to continue and y'all want to enjoy some wings with us, y'all make your way to UPT Sports Social Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to be there. Probably having the same conversation again in a different way.
We're going to send Cam the number. That's what we're going to do.
It's Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans. Hello.
Baby, don't you go nowhere. I just need to stop and stare.
Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
I'm living a dream. I live in New Orleans. I ball and I rap and I'm raising some kings. One time for the Millers. It's really no limit to getting this green. Get you some product. Invest in the people. Invest in your streams. I'm feeling like What's up? What's up, beautiful people? Hope y'all enjoying the show. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans, baby. We loving it. We enjoying this segment. Next, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, buddy of mine, played at LSU. Actually won the Super Bowl with the Patriots, won a national championship at LSU, and is my partner in crime with the NFLPA New Orleans chapter. It's none other than EA, baby, Eric Alexander. What's up, me?
Hey, what's going on, Big Fave? Appreciate you having me on.
All is well, brother. Everything is going pretty good, and this segment is brought to you guys by Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway Boulevard, right in Marrero, Louisiana. Some of the best used car deals in the city. Hit up my man Alberto. He'll get y'all there for sure. Man, EA, I was talking to some of our producers about just that little pocket of years we both were at LSU. Now, for our people tuning in, me and Eric, we weren't teammates at LSU, but we followed each other, obviously. And then after, for the pro, we kept up with each other, so on and so forth. And Eric's also a member of the media like me. He's been on this show a number of times. Just reflect on your time at LSU and even coming back as a pro when we were there. Reflect on those years and some of the things that stood out for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I would just have to go back to, when I first got there, when I got to LSU in 2000, that was actually Nick Saban's first year. So it was a lot of change happening at LSU at that time. I think when Nick Saban got there in the spring of 2000, he kind of got rid of a lot of riffraff and people who wasn't going to go the way he wanted to go. So it was a lot of change. Some people were happy about it. Some people weren't. But I think, Nick had a vision. And if you wasn't a part of that vision and didn't want to, get on board or what he was trying to do, he got rid of you. He got you out of there. So, I was happy to be a part of that vision. Obviously being a freshman, not knowing much about college football at that point in time, it was an eye opener. Nick was a hard, tough coach to play for, but I think that he had the players' best interests at heart, right? He wanted what was best for the players. He wasn't always easy to get along with or easy to be coached by, but he certainly was a good coach, and I think he got LSU back on the right track. And I think one of the best things that Nick did was he started making sure that he kept those Louisiana recruits at home, right? So my freshman class, you got guys like Deborah Henderson, Corey Webster, like those like guys like those. And then in that next class, that 01 class, that's when he got the big dog. He got Marcus Spears. He got what's the receiver? Michael Clayton.
Clayton.
That's when he started getting the big dogs. Then, because he knew that. I mean, you didn't have to go far to recruit talent. If you just recruited Louisiana, you good. It's not like being, say at a Notre Dame or Michigan where you got to first of all you got to recruit against all those schools, Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State, Big Ten schools. But then the talent is no talent up there, right? So he knew what he was doing when he got to LSU, right? He knew that all he had to do was just make sure he kept a few of those bodies at home in the state, that he was going to be good. So you turn around and, by freshman year, we go maybe 9-3, go to the Peach Bowl.
That's right. Second
year went 10-3, went to the Sugar Bowl, won the Sugar Bowl. Third year went, 9-4, lost the Cotton Bowl. And then, all of a sudden we in my senior year, and hell, we done racked off some wins, right? Sitting at 10-1 going into, bowl season, and got a chance to play for that natty and end up winning.
If you're just hopping in your car right now, you're listening to Eric Alexander, national champion with LSU Tigers in 03, Super Bowl champion. Yeah, I want to say you won that Super Bowl with the Patriots. Was that
It was 04. It was 04. So they had just won it in 03. And so they went back to back and won it again in 04.
That's big time. I didn't know we didn't have that much in common in that piece because we had the 08 year, and then I went with the Saints the next year. But that's cool. You come off one high to the next. That's dope. And you touched base on a couple of things that really caught my attention. Just the amount of discipline you have to have playing for a coach like Coach Saban. So your first year there was he came in 2000, but my first year there was his last year there when he left to go pro. And we do share that Saban being coached by Nick Saban thing, and that's one thing about him, boy. He'll get you up out there for real. Y'all make sure y'all follow Eric at EA_LSU Tiger on X. You go from LSU, then you spend time with the Patriots. Another team we played for together at different times. But you guys, you come in on a Super Bowl run. I mean, Tom Brady's on fire. You guys are playing exceptionally well on defense. What really stood out about that rookie year for you outside of going to the Super Bowl? Like, what was that like? I mean, the season was longer, but just talk to our listeners about your rookie year with the Patriots.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I don't have to talk about, who was all there with me because, at that point in time, I think the Saban and Bill Belichick connection really worked out in our favor because, at that same year that in 2004 when I went to go play for the Patriots, we also had Randall Gay. He came up there with me, was a rookie, and the Big D and
Marquise went there.
Marquise came. So that was three of us that all came together in the same year. But then when you look at who was already here, they already had K Falk, they already had Jarvis Green, and Rohan Davey was here. So to me, it was the best decision I could have made to go to the Patriots because we just had so many LSU boys up here already. So as soon as we got here, you felt like home. You go to Kevin Falk's crib, he cooking red beans, he cooking white beans or something, what they do down in Lafayette. So first of all, I felt at home being up north. That was cool. But just the makeup of the team, man. I mean, on that team, you really was at that point in time. I mean, it was no real quote unquote like superstars for real. That's what I really enjoyed about the team. It was a huge team aspect. Nobody was really trying to get all the glory. No big heads. We all really worked together as a team to try to accomplish, the goal that every team has every year, and that's to win the Super Bowl. So that's what I really enjoyed about that team. I really, it just really showed me that just the idea of teamwork, like you know it, but when you just got 52 guys, all focused on the same goal, and then when you see it work out, you see it all come together. I mean, it's just beautiful.
It is, and that's one thing about all Bill Belichick's teams. No big-time superstars. I mean, Tom Brady even came in as a sixth-rounder, so I think that's an interesting take. Man, EA, a frequently asked question I get asked since you and I have been on the NFLPA New Orleans chapter. And by the way, guys, Eric is our president for the New Orleans chapter of the NFLPA. It's like, man, what you do? And I just tell people, hey, I'm the secretary, so I help with events, take pictures and stuff like that. But your role is much more unique. You have a lot more responsibility. So talk to our listeners about what it's like being the president for the NFLPA, some of the duties and what you like about it as well.
Yeah, man. So basically, and I apologize for the sirens.
We in the city, baby. You all good.
The block is hot. So basically, my role is, in a role of the NFLPA former players division, is basically to keep the former players abreast on what the changes that are going on with their benefits that they are afforded when they are done playing in the National Football League. Because they're always changing with every collective bargaining agreement that the current players in the NFL agree to. Those benefits for former players are always changing. So, so my main job is to basically hold meetings and make sure we get our former NFL guys in the area there, and to inform them of the benefits. Because I mean, it's very important, because basically, I mean, we work for those benefits, and it's important that we use them. They're giving us, NFL. They don't really want to give us a whole lot. They don't really work once you're done. Once you're done playing, they don't want to give you a whole lot. So it's important that we know about the benefits first, but it's also important that we use those benefits.
It is, man. Eric, thank you so much for your time joining me. He's Eric Alexander. Remember, follow him on X at @EA_LSU Tiger that we are. Those boys had a really big-time pro day yesterday. We're excited for those LSU Tigers to be able to have opportunity that me and EA had to do what we love to do. Man, EA, I got to get you back on the show, because we got to get into this new LSU team coming up this season. So maybe sometime next week I get you back on, brother. But enjoy your day. And, man, thank you for joining me. Hello, somebody.
For sure, Big Faith. Take care, man. I appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. Talk to you soon, EA.
All right.
Yeah. That was Eric Alexander. I mean, brother played at a really cool time at LSU. This is when Nick Saban first got there, as he mentioned, had a chance to play for the Patriots, had a really nice NFL career, and is doing an excellent leadership job here down with the New Orleans Players chapter here for the NFL. Y'all guys are going, we got another hour. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to smooth this thing on out. We're going to smooth sail it. Hello, somebody. You know what we talk about is this Thursday, getting ready for Friday. Now, remember, Friday, we won't have a show. It's Good Friday, so we'll be off tomorrow, but we'll be streaming live here on New Orleans Talk Network. Don't go anywhere. It's ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite Wright with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite Wright. Watch out there now. Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college, and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Well, hello, it's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Montero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches. We on ESPN New Orleans. It's me and the homie Chris Lombard. We having ourselves a good time. We getting people ready for the Easter holiday. This is our last show of the week. We off Good Friday, but we'll be back in full swing Monday at UPT Sports Social from 6 to 8 p.m. Y'all make sure y'all make y'all way there. Before I get to that point, see, it's Easter weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I can't hit the streets with that dirty car.
Oh, no, baby. We got a situation for you to put your crown on and shine like you're supposed to.
I like
1336 Stump Boulevard in Gretna, Louisiana, that is.
The boot.
The boot. The beautiful thing about that boot, even if you was coming from Shreveport, Alexandria, Lafayette,
yeah,
Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, it's okay. Crown Car Wash, 24 hours, you could be on your way.
That's it. Any time of the day, you can get your car wash at Crown Car Wash. I want to thank Eric Alexander for joining us last hour, giving us some insight on the NFL, talked a little bit about what we do with the NFLPA. I told EA he got to come back on next time. We get into some LSU stuff. But we're going to go around the NFL right now with some NFL news that's bubbling. According to Adam Schefter, free agent linebacker Jadeveon Clowney is expected to sign with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Blue Kicks, 2 years, $20 million. It could be worth up to $24 million. You're a GM. You're the GM for the Panthers. Would you spend $20 million for 2 years with Clowney?
Imagine me sitting on a podcast saying I don't want to pay $20 million for DN. I need to get them all at bargain prices. This is not a bargain price. Clowney is obviously in the latter years of his career. I understand the move as a GM. I understand the move because obviously they have to replace a Burns, and the numbers for Burns, for losing Spider-Man, they have to replace those numbers somewhere. Now, if you're familiar with a Clowney, he's never been a double-digit sack type of guy, but he is respectful in the run game, and he does hold the edge. So I do believe they have an upgrade at the position, but I think younger legs will prove out because I only see him situational now.
I think if you look at Clowney from he's 31 years old. He's been in the league for a while. He's been around the league as well. Just left Baltimore. I would have tried to get him for like maybe $10 million. $10 million worth up to maybe $13 million, 2 years, because that is a lot. Now, they do need a veteran DN, to your point.
Right.
They did need that. But I just think that Clowney, I think, if he was maybe 4 or 5 years younger, Yeah. Can he be
Or if he
dominant in
was
this league?
4 or 5 million cheaper.
Or 4 or 5 million. That's the thing. Is the fountain of youth that they have to sip from, right? Is a guy like Clowney, who is an older defensive player, that's a lot of money. Because you had to think, okay, how much are the Saints paying Cam Jordan? See what I'm saying? You got to look at it like that.
How much the Saints are playing Chase Young?
How much are they paying Chase? See the big difference? Now, if it's Chase Young now, even though he had to have surgery or procedure on his neck, it's still a younger DN.
Well, let me explain something to New Orleans. That contract for Chase Young it's all about him playing. It not only is it a prove it deal, he doesn't get the whole $13 million if he's not active the whole 17 games. So that contract is really strict. So at the end of the day, don't quote me on this. He can make about $7.8 million this year if he plays 75% of the snaps.
Right.
So he would have to almost have a Pro Bowl year to get that whole 13. So in turn, you have a Clowney in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost at $20 million for 2 years.
2 years, $20 million. I was 5 and 5, $5 or $6 million a year.
That's 10 and 10.
That's 10 and 10.
New Orleans. Let me give you the number game right quick. We gave Mike $10 million last year for 1 year.
Yeah.
We paid Jameis $11 million last year. So whenever I'm speaking of these deals, it's always about a bargain rate. We got Chase Young at a bargain rate. Carolina didn't.
Period. And here's the thing with Clowney, like it's the going rate for edge rush in the league.
Yeah.
So I mean, we saw this last year. Everybody lost their mind when New York gave Daniel Jones a $40 million contract. That's the going rate.
Right.
Other news: ESPN NFL experts feel that the Vikings could trade up to number 3 in this year's draft.
I had them at 5.
You had them at 5?
Yep, I had them coming up at 5.
They need a generational talent at quarterback. Period. You have no choice.
What? I don't even want to step on you, baby. What they need is a quarterback that Jordan Jefferson approves of, because if not, he is gonna be seeking a trade. We just gotta keep it real. We're not gonna be available on Friday, so we gotta talk it real today.
That 100%. So you have. And on ESPN's Instagram, you have Drake May, you have JJ McCarthy, you have Jaden Daniels. Is the 3 spots, 3 areas they think they might look at for quarterbacks.
I'm sorry, y'all. When I look at, and I might be wrong, but when I look at Drake May, you can't tell me you don't see Mitchell Trubisky. You can't tell me you don't think about Mitchell Trubisky. And I hope he's not Mitchell Trubisky. But as a GM, I just can't. I got to stay away from him. So for me, seeing the Vikings possibly moving up to 5, I think they might be coming for Michigan, McCarthy, JJ.
Yeah, and I know what you're thinking too. They probably scout him a lot in that area. They scout him in that
area.
I don't know. I just feel like he's like maybe the 5th best quarterback in this draft, but we'll leave that alone. Right. Patriots trade down. It's another projection that they do.
Of course.
New England will receive a 24's 11 and 23 and a 25 first rounder. If they trade
they need bodies
down.
and talent in New England just to keep it sweet.
So I agree.
Trading down is the most smartest option because they need more. They're not a player away. They're not 2 players away. So trading back is the best option for New England.
J.K. Dobbins, he's L.A. Chargers now, right?
Yep.
Per his agent.
Here we go. So here is Harbaugh's cowbell running back because they will now start running the ball in. And I was curious because I thought he was going to go after his running back from Michigan.
Right.
Conrad,
that's what I was thinking too.
But now the cat's out of the bag. J.K. Dobbins, if he can stay healthy, you saw what he did in Baltimore. He can definitely be the bell cow. Matter of fact, he just took both Baltimore running backs. He took Matter of fact, from his brother. He took J.K. Dobbins and he took Edwards from Baltimore. Now that's his 2 cowbell running backs in Los Angeles.
A family dinner conversation.
Right.
Lastly here, I want y'all to, for our viewers on YouTube, I want y'all to see this, but I'll explain this to our listeners. The NFL is basically adopting what the XFL tried out last year for the kickoff return. So to give you guys a visual that's watching, imagine the middle of the football field is the 50. The walls for blockers and gunners start at the 35 for the kickoff team, and the receiving team's blocking wall is at the 30. So to me, CL, I think this is a situation where a lot of kickoff returns gonna happen because it's just you and the kicker once you get through that wall. They're so close.
I don't like it. Obviously, I'm a dinosaur. I like the old ways. But I tell you this, you can keep changing the rules and putting the onus on the refs and putting these games in the hands of the refs, and it's not gonna work out the way you want it to. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes, indeed, man. So we're going to leave the NFL for a quick second. Draymond Green, name was brought up again.
MMA.
MMA Draymond.
MMA.
I want to clear something up. On Monday's show.
20 seconds.
On Monday's show, we said that him and Steve Kerr got in a fight. They didn't get in a fight. He didn't choke Steve Kerr, so I want to clear that up. You're listening to Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're going to talk a little Draymond Green when we get back.
Come on, Jim.
Man, you gotta get this lick in. 3 kings on honor roll, plus you gotta pay tuition. Nobody crying, dog. Ain't handing out no tissues like big dog.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college, and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches Podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches Podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
and I'm laying my stamp. I'm doing these shows across the globe. No cap in my rap. Truth be told, rings of gold. Raising the 5.
Welcome back, baby. It's Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon Favorite. I'm joined here with my co-host, CL Nola, baby, representing Nola right now. If y'all watching us on YouTube, you see rocking that 1.5. They don't never lie. Alvarado jersey, but that's Algiers.
Shouts out to the Pelicans.
Shouts out to the Pels, baby. Yeah, we reliving our hoop dreams right now, but it's a little different. This segment is brought to you guys by Godwyn Realty. That's GODYWYN Realty. You can hit Joel up, Joel at GodwynRealty.com. If you're looking for a commercial property, residential, you're looking to sell property, whatever it is. Our other co-host, Joe, who's not here with us today, he'll have you covered like a blanket, baby.
Oh, yeah. He even has the investment properties for you as well.
100%. And then investment properties.
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. So hit
Let's
Joel
get
up
this
at
money.
Godwyn Realty. That's my dude. That's my dude. All right. Draymond Green gets ejected 4 minutes into the game after getting 2 texts. I'm gonna just leave it out there like that. Draymond, drama Draymond name is constantly in the deal. I know that for his teammates, this has to be frustrating. For his coach, it has to be frustrating. Before we give our spiel, man, let's listen to what Steph Curry had to say about this.
Come on, Steph.
What did you think of the Draymond injection?
All I say is we need him. He knows that. We all know that. So whatever it takes to keep him on the floor, he'll be available. That's what's got to happen, especially at this point in the year. So tough way to start the game, but I am extremely proud of every single person that stepped foot on the floor tonight and responded the way that they did, because back to back, the team as physical as they are, we got contributions from everybody, and it was a beautiful team effort to respond the way that we did and get this win, because we went and took it, and that's a big sign for us, a sign of growth to be able to respond that way.
The camera showed you.
Yeah, you can hear it in Steph Curry's voice that this is just starting to. It's almost as if he's on the last straw with Draymond.
Well, he knows it's a catch-22. You need him, and you can't even get across the court fast enough to, calm him down, before he says what he knows is going to get him ejected. Because once you get that first tech, obviously you should chill out. That's your one warning. You should chill out. But Draymond has been going through this for a minute now, and what I believe it is, and not to make any light of the way I explain it, but I believe he has post-depression championship syndrome, right? Because he's been on the high horse for so long. This was a young man coming from Michigan State. They never thought that he would be what he would become. Mm-hmm. He has demanded a $100 million contract in his career. So you don't think Draymond is 4 championships, $100 million contract? You don't think that boy has exceeded even his own thought processes and wishes?
Right.
So now he's seeing it all. I think it's fair to say the dynasty is over.
Big 3 over.
Right, it's over. Yeah. So he's lashing out because it's over. You can't just talk your way to the championship anymore. I'm never saying that they didn't play ball and they balled out, but I'm saying the wolf tickets you selling, nobody buying them no more. Even the refs, everybody is become irritated because he seems to not be able to control himself because he's not on the top of the mountain anymore.
When you look at this Warriors team, you think back to 2016, 2017, the Splash Brothers,
right.
Putting up record-breaking consistent wins. I think they were like neck to neck with the Bulls of '96 or something like that. I forget the actual numbers, but I mean this was almost an unbeatable team. But then other teams developed. Now check this out: Draymond Green was ejected from the game, and that puts him on the elite list.
Elite.
He and Rasheed Wallace are the only players in NBA's history with more than 20 ejections from a game. Some other noticeable names: Dwight Howard, 17. Charles Barkley and Anthony Mason both had 16. And Shaquille O'Neal and Boogie Cousins both had 14. All big dominant guys.
Besides Shaq, besides Boogie, besides Anthony Mason, all champions.
Good point.
All champions. So you get to a pinnacle in this game. And once again, I'll explain it to you again. Draymond, he's the same guy. He's been doing the same things. But they were winning then.
They were winning.
They were winning championships, and they were a perennial playoff team, Western Conference Final playoff team.
I see where you're going with this.
They swept it under the rug. We that's Draymond. How many times we heard, that's Draymond being Draymond? Well, they done fell on deaf ears now that they're not winning. Winning cures everything. 100%. Losing causes dissension.
This is true. This is the unwritten rule in sports. When you're winning, certain stuff slide.
Right.
A
lot of stuff slide. Look at the
That
Bulls.
was their thing. The Bulls, the referees to come. Hey, Jordan, did you?
Let me tell you something.
Are you all right with that, Jordan?
MJ got Rodman out of the bed in Vegas.
Yeah, that is true.
MJ flew to Vegas to go get Rodman out the bed.
Now check this out. You made a really good point about the old versus the new. The old Golden State Warriors, Draymond could do the Draymond thing, poke LeBron James in the eye, as long as Steph Curry and rolling. This team here, who's 38 and 34, and they're last in the Pacific standings, none of that flies. Taking a look at the Pacific standings, you have the Clippers at the top of this with 45 and 27. You have Chris Paul had to feel some type of way. Then you have the Phoenix Suns 43-30. Sacramento's 42 and 30. Lakers are 41 and 32, and Golden State Warriors are last in that comparison. It's just, to your point, man. It's just really gotten out of hand.
Watch this. Shouts out to Clay. Shouts out to Draymond. Shouts out to Steph. Clay will never be the same. Clay coming off the bench now. Father Time is undefeated with Draymond. He's even looking older. If you actually pay attention to him, right?
He's stressing.
You still have Steph. Are you doing a disservice to Steph by not blowing it up and getting other players around him while he's still at his prime? Or while he's still the closest to his prime? Because Steph is the superstar. You build around the superstar. You're trying to hang on to not too long ago, the GM left. The GM guy left and was like, in so many words, it's over with. I'm about to go do something else. So are you doing a disservice to Steph by not blowing it up, getting rid of Draymond, getting rid of Clay, and getting players around him to still possibly make a run in the West?
I think the problems to Draymond Green are these folks: Steve Kerr, Coach Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, the undeniable best player on that team,
right?
Hands down, one of the best shooters that I've have ever seen. You're letting your legacy slip for one guy. So I kind of point my finger at them for pacifying Draymond. Like, what type of teammate you are? You gonna listen to him in an interview? Well, he knows how important it is. He knows better.
Well, when
we need him. These are the certain things that he sound low and not confident. Man, we need to get this stuff. It's not that. It's like they're being passive aggressive.
Well, when you have a situation that you're not the GM, you're not the head coach, you're not the owner, which is these are the people that could actually make a move. These are the people that can actually change the scenario. You're just another player. Yeah, I'm Steph, but at the end of the day, I don't control contracts. I can't demand for him to get traded after the trade deadline. Like he's real. When I look at Steph, realizing that he's in a situation that is going in a downward spiral, and he doesn't want to leave Sacramento. I'm sorry, he doesn't want to leave San Francisco, but he knows that the championship, the dynasty, it's all over. And now we're more of a clown show than we are a perennial playoff team.
You got to think of what's next for them because here's a situation where Steph Curry needs some reliable players that's going to stay on the court. I can tell you one thing, though. We don't have to worry about the Pels, baby, because they got a big game going on tonight, playing against Giannis and those boys. So we look forward to the Pels and what they have going on. And we just focus on the Pels as far as that goes. It's Inside the Trenches. Y'all don't go anywhere. Godwyn Realty, we want to thank them again for their sponsorship of this segment. That's GODWYN Realty. Hit Joel up, Joel at GodwynRealty.com. When we come back, we'll be joined by legendary high school football coach, Coach Hank Tierney, right here on ESPN New Orleans, baby. Watch out there now. We'll be right back. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose. Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders. 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors, milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Well, hello, it's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Marrero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Marrero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches here on ESPN New Orleans. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite, and this second hour is rolling. That's right, y'all. Make sure y'all check us out 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday through Friday on 100.3 FM ESPN New Orleans. On the Conquer Sports Hotline, my next guest coached me in high school. Y'all know my career from LSU to the Saints. I have this man right here to thank for all of that. Legendary coach Hank Tierney, Archbishop Sharp, baby. What's happening, Coach?
Coach, how you? Big Fave, man. I'm so happy to talk to you. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. Just over here vibing out at the New Orleans Talk Network Network studio. How's it going over there at show?
Oh, man, everything's great in Marrero, man. Things are really going good. And, we start today as the first day off. We got 11 days off, for the spring break, Easter break. And just really happy that the way things are going, the way the schools, the direction the school's going in, and just excited about the upcoming football season, to be honest with you.
I am too, Coach. Now, it's a little different with y'all district this year. Who are some of the big teams y'all play this year on y'all schedule?
Well, we are in 4A now. When you played, for me, we were in 5A. Our enrollment had gotten a little small, but we're in the process of getting that turned around, as you knew we would.
Yep.
We got it rolling, and we think we'll be in 4A 2 more years, and then hopefully we hope to get back in the Catholic League the next time they do the enrollment count. But in our district this year is a traditional rival now for the last couple of years with Sharp Belchase, Walker out of Algiers, and Kenner Discovery is a new team entering our district. It's our school, Jefferson Parish in Kenner. And then, of course, the team we're all familiar with that we're still trying to beat, a powerhouse that's moving up from Division III to Division 4, actually from 3A to 4A, and that's St. Charles Catholic. So that's our 4 district schools. We'll play 3 district games, 7 through 10 or 8 through 10. But we have some really outstanding pre-district games. One I think you'll be highly interested in. Week 1 at Joe Zimmerman Stadium, the Edna Carr Cougars, arguably the best football team in Louisiana for the last 5 years, are coming to Marrero, and ought to be a big night on the West Bank.
That's going to be a matchup right there at against Carr. I look at the way y'all, because you check out y'all season last year. Going into this year, spring ball, you're starting to get more players back there. You have some guys going to college, a couple kids going to Grambling, so on and so forth. So, yeah, it's headed in the right direction. The talent is there. Coach, when I went to y'all hosted the Jamboree, bro, that was packed in. I felt like that was packed when West Jeff played St. Aug that year. They had a lot of kids out there. I'm like, boy, it's back. Concession stand took me about 10 minutes to get my nachos. A lot of
guys told me the same thing you said, man. It's the atmosphere is back like it was, when you and I were together at Shaw in the 80s and the 90s, and then going over to West Jefferson. It was the same kind of deal, and we have the same Jamboree this year that we had last year, so that'll be the week before we play Carr. And then week 1 we play Carr. So we hope to really kick the football season off in grand fashion over there on the West Bank.
Boy, you talking about turning something negative into a positive. Our time at West Jeff, Coach, man, memories I'll never forget. Some of the coolest teammates, and we turned that thing around there. I guess talk to our listeners about that transition. We left Shaw, went to West Jeff, and had ourselves a time. The good stuff.
Okay, we went to West Jeff, and we was 0-10. They were 0-10 the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember getting there, and we had left about 100 players at Shaw. And I remember that first summer practice, we had about 30. I remember looking at you and looking at Coach Mike and saying, "Man, where they at?" You said, "Don't worry, Coach. If we win, they gonna come." So we got to work, and I know you remember this. We lost 5 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to some good teams, though. Carr and McDonald 35. We had a really good team that year, and then of course Destrehan and Hornville. So then we got in the district, and man, we won 5 straight games. And the last one being, I think, the biggest game as far as we're concerned to get West Jeff turned around. We played a very good Eric team week 5, week 10, and if we win, we in. If we lose, we out. Not only are we in, we're the district champions. And when we beat them in overtime, I'll never forget that. We won that game in overtime, and got into the playoffs. And then the next year we won 10-0. So we went from the team was 0-10 a year before we got there. 2 years later we went 10-0. So it was a great time. And you said some of them guys, man. I was thinking about Alvin Johnson, a.k.a. Freeway.
Yeah.
And Curtis Nicholas and the late Smurf, the quarterback. Yep. Man, I saw his mother at a short basketball game in the playoffs. I hadn't seen her in a long time. And he was our quarterback. And, man, we had some great kids and some great times. And we actually got West Jeff rolling again, and it kind of, it was a great time. And I often think about them guys and you and me and Coach Mike and Coach Martin, we went through all that together, so we got that thing kicking. And then, of course, you went on to bigger and better things and had a great career. And, it was a great time.
It was. If y'all are just tuning into us, you're listening to Coach Hank Tierney at Shaw. The man is in the building, brother. I'm telling y'all check them out this season. The first game y'all going to love. They play against Edna Carr. I can't wait. Coach, so much has changed in the recruiting process. I can remember y'all used to put in work. Like, I have a bigger appreciation for you now than I did then because we didn't really understand what was going on. But you had to go through game by game, pull plays out, work the VHS tape. And it's not one tape in the copy. No, it's 20 tapes, 30 tapes. If the school requested, y'all had to make it.
No, that's right. It's it's easier now because it's all computerized. But back then, you literally had to go in with the VHS and just like you said, go through each game and try to get 5 to 10 plays of every game, over 13, 14 game season, and do it for 6 or 7 kids. Because the college coaches want to see the kids' best plays, and of course, as coaches, you want to do what was best for your kids. So it took a lot of work, and we took a lot of pride in giving young men the opportunity to go to college. And we're very fortunate at Shaw and at West Jeff, and now at Shaw again, to have those young men who are good enough to be recruited and to have the opportunity to go to college and not only be, good football players, but, have a chance to be even better people. So it's a little easier now, but, favor's still the same. The college coaches, I was sleeping this morning. We on break. I had a coach from Oklahoma State call me about my running back, Jasper Parker. He said, Coach, can I get some film on him? So it's not changed. 40 years, same deal.
Let's talk about your players. You talk about Jasper. We was talking about Mike Banks. He's a sophomore, going to be a junior next year. You're expecting a lot about him, man. Talk to us about the team, coach, some of the players.
Yeah, Michael did a great job for us. Came in his first year as a sophomore, man. Really did a good job, man. Well coached. I know he worked with you in a summer for a couple of years now, and I saw Pete Jenkins / Marlon favorite as soon as I watched him. Doing everything right, playing blocks perfectly. Pass rushing the way you're supposed to. And Mike plays with a purpose, and he's got a great work ethic. And heck, the best thing about him is he's so coachable. He do whatever you tell him to do. And he's going to anchor a line with a young man by the name of Sheldon Green, who was a really good player for us last year. Jonathan Williams will be one of our D linemen. That's his dad, played for us in the middle 90s at Shaw. Linebackers, we have a young man who's going to be a sophomore who actually started for us as an 8th grader named Rontre Carter, who already has some Division I offers, and he's just going to be a sophomore. He leads a very talented linebacker group. We had to replace our secondary. Those 3 kids started for 3 years, but, we have a lot of players, and hopefully we'll do that. Offensively, we got everybody. I think we got 8 starters back, 9 starters back on offense. Now, we lost a great offensive lineman, Raymond Howard, who I know you're familiar with as well, because you played with his dad at West Jeff, and I coached his dad at West Jeff. And his son was the captain, a 4-year starter at Shaw, and he's on his way to the Air Force Academy. Not only is he an outstanding football player, but he's an outstanding young man who will be one of the leaders in the Air Force for years and years to come. So we have our quarterback back, who was an all-district player. I think he'll be one of the best quarterbacks in the city, Mason Wilson. We mentioned Jasper, but, Jasper had 1,300 yards last year rushing. Did a great job for us in his first year. Has tons of offers. Spent last weekend in Miami, so he has a chance to go to some really, really high-level schools. We have a receiver by the name of Jacob Washington, who's being heavily recruited. I coached his dad at Shaw in 1990. He played tight end, and Jacob's dad, Preston, got a scholarship to Louisiana Tech, so obviously it's a good bloodline. Had 3 starters back in the offensive line. Excuse me, have the all-district punter and kicker back. So, we're excited. We think we have a chance to be a good team, and we better be, because you know how it goes when you hadn't won many games, your phone's ringing off the hook. It's about to blow up with people calling you wanting to play you. So when I first got there, we had a lot of people wanting to play us. For the last 2 years, we've had some success. That phone's been dead silent. Nobody's calling, and we calling everybody we can, but it was hard for us to get games. So as a result, we put together a very, very tough schedule. You know, St. Aug and the Jamboree, and I don't need to tell you about them. Very, very good program. Week one against a really good Edna Carr team. Like I said, probably the best. If you had to say who's the best team in the state the last 5 years, I think you'd easily say Edna Carr. You know, tremendous football program. We play Rummel, you know, week three, the traditional rival. You know about Sean Rummel, as does everyone else. Then we have Lafayette Christian the next week, who was in the Superdome the last 2 years. You know, powerhouse out of Lafayette. We play St. James, who was in the Superdome last year in 3A. We play a very good Walker team out of Baton Rouge. We play Belchase, who's always a good program under Steve Myers. And, of course, we finish our season with two other St. Charles Catholic, who's won the state championship 2 times in the last 3 years. And the time they didn't win it, they came in second. You know, so they in our district now. Last year with 3A, they was one of our 2 losses last year in district. And then they moving up not only to our classification, but to our district. You know, so it's a heck of a schedule, you know, and we play 7 home games. So, you know, there'll be a lot of chance for people to see some really good teams coming into Joseph Stadium.
Well, we look forward to it, Coach. I can't wait till the season start to check y'all out. He's Coach Hank Tierney. Y'all make sure, and if any young men on the West Bank want to go to Shaw, y'all make sure y'all go over there. They'll give you a nice tour, and it'll be a great time. Coach, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you for everything, man. I appreciate you helping me catapult my career, brother, and we're going to keep this thing going. Hello, somebody. Take care, Coach. Peace. That was Coach Hank Tierney. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on ESPN New Orleans. Well, hello, it's Marlon Big Fave Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Montero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You can do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Fave Favorite. Watch out there now.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
For the radio, from LA to LA to yelling hello.
I tell y'all one thing, time flies when you're having a good time. I want to thank our guests for joining us on today's show. We had my main man, Eric Alexander, Super Bowl champion, national champion, played in the league for some years. I want to thank Eric for coming on the show. Y'all going to catch Eric on here a lot, as I mentioned a few times earlier on the show. Me and Eric, along with a few other cats, NFL players, represent the NFL PA down here in the city. CL, bro, boy, the Saints news is always the Saints news. I want to start on the positive end first. On the positive end, I think the Saints are going in the right direction in regards to looking for offensive alignment. It's almost, I know the other day I was thinking best available, but now with the recent news of Ryan Ramczyk, I think that they're going to take a closer look at the first round for offensive lineman. A name that constantly pops up, I was looking at Pro Football Focus, is Olu Fashanu out of Penn State. Stout guy, has exceptional feet. When I looked at his draft tape, because we don't get to watch these guys like that, CL. We, for the most part, we're watching our LSU players, but this guy has the football IQ. He understands hand placement. He plays with decent leverage.
He does.
For offensive lineman, it's important for you to keep your shoulders vertical to the line of horizontal to the line of scrimmage, and he doesn't create vertical pads a lot unless he has a fast rusher. Your thoughts on not only him, but the direction the Saints should go at this pick?
Well, I believe we need an offensive tackle. Not sure if it's left or right. I would prefer a left, but we definitely need to address the offensive tackle position. I do like that young man. I was familiar with his 40. His 40 time was impressive. Kind of reminded me of a Tyron Armstead having the fastest 40 time back in the G, of course. Just to kind of make it a little more simpler, we know what's going to happen in the draft. We know that there's going to be a team or maybe two teams that's going to do what they have to do to move up in the draft to get one of these quarterbacks, regardless if they deserve to go in the high top 10 in the first round or not. It's going to happen. What happens after that is players that should have been drafted in those positions will shoot down. Now, I'm telling you, New Orleans, I have my eye on a Joe Alt from Notre Dame.
If he slips,
I need Tennessee to trade out of 7. I need Tennessee because I don't see him getting past Tennessee.
Not at all.
At 7. So I like the young man from J.C. Lathan as well.
Alabama.
But there's 2 top left tackles in this draft, and the rest of them are right tackles. If they can trade up, not obviously someone else trades up like a Minnesota to get to 5, to get a JJ, and then obviously the tackles drop. I mean, it would be a wish on born wishes to get a Joe Alt in New Orleans at 14.
I think this is the scary part with the Saints. They've been hit or miss the last few years with linemen.
Yeah.
Defensive line, offensive line. Ryan Ramczyk was a hit, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
Andrews Pete, I mean, he stuck with the team a long time. I just think that he was a good fit for the coaches. Just wasn't the best fit for winning, if you ask me.
Yeah. And at some point in time, never forget that Pete was a Pro Bowl left guard. He demanded that $65 million contract when he got it. He was a Pro Bowl guard. But time is the devil of all entities, because
how many years he went to the Pro Bowl for real though?
Maybe 2.
And it was because he was like on a hot what you call that, a bubble list for that both times. He didn't never have, to me, his time in New Orleans, he never had this dominant season where he's one of the first.
Do you remember the round we picked Pete in?
First round.
did you really think that he was going to be a Pro Bowl guard?
So
I think we're grateful for the Pro Bowls that he did give us because we didn't expect that. I mean, did you expect Pro Bowl from Ryan Ramczyk, even though we drafted back up in the first round at 32?
I did. When I watched his tape.
Wisconsin?
Yes. When I watched his tape at Wisconsin, I'm like, this kid is it. And he showed us that. When he came, remember his rookie year, he locked J.J. Watt up.
Oh, baby, his rookie year, we left him at right tackle and never asked him to do nothing else since then.
When the injuries crept in with him, that's when the production went down.
So didn't Pete have a few injuries himself? See, see, we can't do it, boy.
He got Drew
He gave
Brees
you
hurt.
Pro Bowls, but then he got injured.
No. We're not gonna try to slide that by. What happened was he got Drew Brees hurt. He created injuries.
I remember the play.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. No,
I remember
this.
that.
I know you do, but this is what I'm saying. In the years he got hurt, then went to the Pro Bowl. This dude here was a Pro Bowl tackle. Then he got hurt, and we saw the decline. I think so. I think the reason Andrews Peace stuck around the way he did is just because they like him. He's good for the locker room.
Obviously, we need all of that, and we're not harping on Pete because at the end of the day, last year Pete was our backup left guard. We had some injuries with Hurst at left tackle. Pete comes in and plays left tackle in without a hitch. I think Pete last year was the most important cognate to the offensive line last year to keep them together.
I think it was Eric McCoy.
The center.
Well, I mean, that's
availability.
That's usually the center's role to your point where you're saying the center.
Right.
But I look at Staples on that line last year. Cesar Ruiz got a little better.
Can we say this? Did we expect McCoy to be McCoy?
I did.
Okay. I did as well.
I was about to say, because you remember LSU 7 overtimes, and he would have been a first-round center had we not.
This is my thing. We didn't expect Pete to play left tackle and be okay.
Okay.
That's what we did.
And okay, I'll give you something. I'll throw you a bone. That's something I thought he was good at, the versatility. You can put him at guard or tackle. If he was a swing tackle. Yeah. But his agent is the GOAT. Like, I'm telling you, because in that Corona
So is Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah, Kirk Cousins, ain't no lie. But in that Corona year, when they read him up, I'm like, what are y'all doing?
65
what
million.
What the heck are y'all doing? Oh, it's crazy. It's inside the trenches on ESPN. We had the GM Chris telling y'all what's happening. But I'm glad y'all are listening to us riding home, enjoying the holiday, approaching the holiday weekend on this Thursday. I want to stick to Ryan Ramczyk. Michael Triplett had reposted this a few days ago, news that we already knew about. Dennis Allen said Saints right tackle Ryan Ramczyk isn't progressing as well with the knee issue as they thought, that they hope he would. He says he felt much better about a month ago than he does now. Michael Thomas replies, it's like he used to say the same line and just changes the player's name as if it isn't the team doctor and trainers on staff that have nothing to do with it. They trying to protect themselves as much as possible, but hey, don't mind me, I don't work there anymore. But that's the real problem. Michael Thomas commented on that a few days ago. He said he doesn't work here anymore, but he want to comment. I mean, he's still Saints news for us. I mean, yesterday we were trying to figure out what are the best fits for him. Your thoughts on Michael Thomas's tweet?
I think Mike is bored. I think Mike and maybe y'all can correct me on it. I don't believe he's visited any other NFL team as of yet. I don't think he's went on any visits. He might have had some phone conversations. But if the All-Pro Mike Thomas is still concerned with what's going on in New Orleans, maybe that says something. Maybe it doesn't. But at the same time, I don't read the comment section at ESPN. Do you?
I really don't. Like I saw
Comment
the
box?
tweet. I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, that does sound like he's bored because you'll have to be sitting down going, "Oh, look what my trip. Let me comment on this." So yeah, that's a good
Have
point.
he? Well, I mean, if you're gonna subscribe to Mike Triplett, go ahead and subscribe to Inside the Trenches.
Go do it, yes.
We
We
got
love
something
it.
for you, baby.
You can subscribe right now at Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on YouTube. Also, go
Right.
to New Orleans Talk Network. Subscribe there. Comment all you want.
All you want, baby. We taking all on-comers. Pause.
this dude CL funny, boy. Let me tell you something. All right, so as far as this goes, if I'm Michael Thomas, I would chill out a little bit because the Saints still hold weight with you. What I mean by that is you've put enough on tape to be a respected receiver in this deal, but the difference is you don't want to keep on doing that because the teams do call and evaluate. I mean, this is listen. The Saints tried to blackball me. They did, and I'm not the people that's there now, but they was told Buffalo that, man, this dude here, he's a showboat. That wasn't. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
nonetheless, I do hope that Michael Thomas does calm it down until he gets to another team.
I'm gonna keep it real short. As a GM, do you want a player that hasn't let go his last team constantly tweeting out about another team? As a GM, bringing him in, you don't want that.
You don't want it, but it does depend a lot on the fit. So that plays a major role. Boy, this show was rolling, man. Look how time flies away from us, y'all. I want to thank all of our sponsors for what they've done for the show. We're going to keep this party going. Y'all have a blessed Easter weekend. I hope y'all have yourselves a good time. We will too. Remember, we won't be on there tomorrow for Good Friday, but we'll be back Monday night live at UPT Sports Social. We see y'all from 6 to 8. Hello, somebody. It's ESPN New Orleans.
Happy Easter, y'all.